Welcome back to Let's Golf and Bet. Brent back at you here for another bet show for the upcoming 2025 Open Championship. Last major of the year, you winners, and we're going to try to do just that. Let's pick the winner this week. I'm fired up. Good golf. Should be some volatile weather and some interesting playing out there, so I'm really looking forward to it. So this week we're going to be breaking down a little bit of the field, a little bit of the course, some past champions of the Open Championship, the weather, our key stats that we think you're going to need around this track, our top 10 power rankings list, are a few plays we've made so far this week and before this week. And yeah, we're going to go from there. 156-man field, top 65 in ties. All the big dogs are here. A lot of qualifications, just like the U.S. Open. You'll get a few names you don't recognize in the field, but yeah, you're going to get your top players from the PGA Tour, the LIV Tour, the DP World Tour, and some Asian Tour also. So it should be an interesting week. Like I say, top 65 in ties get through, and on the volatile track like that, you're always in the mix if you can make the weekend. So yeah, the course: Royal Portrush, Antrim, Portrush County, Northern Ireland, UK. Established 1888, a Harry Colt design. Par 71, 7,300, 37 yards, 60 total bunkers. We got a brown top / bent / fescue grass greens, rare surface, rare fairways. I would say it plays more like a bent than fescue green myself. We yeah, like I say, it's a coastal track. Marram grass, you'll hear that term a few times this week for the long fescue-looking grass around the bunkers and the out-of-bounds areas. Some past champions of the Open, 2019, Shane Lowry at this track. Royal Portrush took it down. 2020 was canceled. 2021, Colin Morikawa. 2022, Cam Smith. 2023, Brian Harman. 2024, last year's Xander Schauffele took it down at Royal Troon. Weather, like I say, it's going to be volatile. The temperatures seem pretty reasonable throughout the week, pretty consistent between plus 17 and plus 23 range. You know, it's going to be light rain on and off. It looks like Thursday, light rain, 11 to 24K winds. Friday morning looks really nice as of now. Light rain, 3 to 13K. So Friday maybe is a scoring day. Saturday, light rain, 7 to 14K winds again. That's not so bad. And light rain on Sunday, 8 to 13K. So, you know, in this type of championship, more than any, when you're placing your golf bets, you're going to have to really pay attention to the weather. You're going to try to gauge if your player is in a great window of scoring due to the weather. You know, like, the weather can change at a drop of a hat, but 2022, when Cam Smith had won, I predicted his weather window was the best, jumped on that horse, and the rest was history. One of our great hits at the Open Championship. So we're trying to do that again, but these seaside golf tracks, the weather will change, like I say, at a drop of the hat. I've been following it the last few weeks, and it's just changed drastically. So we'll go from there. But like I say, try to stack your Thursday, Friday, especially to get to the weekend. If your player you really like has a good window Thursday in the AM and Friday in the PM, you play that window, or vice versa. Key stats that we're really looking at this week: driving accuracy is also, you know, it's big. This track, I think, with light winds, somebody might be able to get up to 20 under par. If the wind really blows and it gets really tough, maybe between 6 and 10 under par. But I do believe there will be one player that rushes out and maybe gets it up to 20. So we'll have to wait and see. Par 4 scoring, 200 plus yards approach, 125 yards approach, 100 to 125 yards approach. You're going to get a lot of blind tee shots, blind approaches too, so you're going to have to keep your eye on those. A lot of big dunes, a lot of forced carries with the driver. But if you're accurate with the driver, like I say, it should play well. Strokes gained around the green, another big one. All these tabletop greens they have here at Royal Portrush, tough to hold. You really have to be striking them to hold the surface. If not, you're going to be in low collection areas around the green. So this week's short game, in my opinion, is going to be absolutely huge. And you will see a few Texas wedges, no doubt, around these greens. It's probably the best play on a lot of the options that they get here. As you see the great Jack Nicklaus do right here. Beautiful. Yes, so yeah, 3-putt avoidance. Huge this week. These are huge greens between 30 and 48 yards long. Bogey avoidance like we put all the time, and we're going from there. Our top 10 power ranking best bets of the week. Number 1 at plus 4 to 1, Scotty Scheffler. Number 2, Rory McIlroy really has got this one circled on his calendar and looking for that big Irish win, 7.5 to 1. Number 3, Tommy Fleetwood. We got Tommy number 3, even though he's never finished. It's just it's a Tommy track. Number 4, John Rahm. We're big on John this week. We really feel like he can get it done. Number 5, Tyrell Hatton popped at the U.S. Open. You can get him 30 to 1. Xander Schauffele, 25 to 1, 20 to 1 maybe some places. Never can count Xander out. Number 7, Ludwig Åberg, 24 to 1. Number 8, Viktor Hovland, 26 to 1. Number 9, Colin Morikawa, 30 to 1, or 26 now. And Shane Lowry, number 10, at 21 to 1. The former champ here seems to get it done in Ireland. Just about the only time he wins is in Ireland. So we'll have to see how Shane plays. That would be huge for him. Now we're going to give you our few plays we've made this week so far. First off, it's a first round leader bet. Matteo Manessero, 200 to 1 for the first round lead. He rated out well for me in a lot of areas, and he's number 1 on the PGA Tour for putts, number of putts made on your first round of the week. So he has the best putting average on Thursdays. So we'll go from there. Hope his weather window's good. First play this week, our first long shot. At 125 to 1, we got Cam Smith. Hasn't shown much for him in the last few seasons, but this is a perfect track for Cam. He's number 1 in putting average on the LIV Tour, 6th in birdies made, 8th in scrambling. His driver's not the greatest, but this course you might not need the driver as much as you think. You keep the ball in play with your 3-wood or your hybrid. And yeah, you're coming off a pretty good week at Valderrama there, so trending nicely. Let's go, 125 to 1 for a former Open champion. Our next play at 33 to 1, Viktor Hovland. He's got 1 win on the season, 2 top 10s, 3rd in the U.S. Open, 4th in strokes gained approach, 10th in 200-yard plus approach. So Viktor, yeah, he's been trending in the last few seasons. He's been tinkering with his game, but you know, in the majors he seems to show up, and he might be just due for one. So let's fingers crossed. Our next play at 25 to 1 is Tommy Fleetwood. He's got 5 top 10s, no secret there. 3rd in strokes gained total, 8th strokes gained approach, 15th in par 4 scoring. And we're not in the U.S., so maybe Tommy will get it done. Next play, Tyrell Hatton at 25 to 1. His numbers went up. We may have jumped the gun on that one. 4th at the U.S. Open. 14th at the Masters. 11th in live putting and 11th in birdies. Not jumping off the page stat-wise, but he's a grinder, and if it gets a little silly, I always like Tyrell out there. And our last bet so far this week at 15 to 1, we got John Rahm. We're really big on John this week. To be honest, I believe John's going to win the Open Championship in 2025, so let's hope for that. Another great market to play John. You might be able to get him boosted up to 10 plus without Rory or without Scotty in the lineup, so that's a real fair number. We got him at 15 to 1 to win it all right now. He was 8th at the PGA, 7th at the U.S. Open, 14th at the Masters. He's 3rd in live points, 2nd in birdies made, number 1 in greens and regulation. He hits about 61% of the fairways, and he had a fantastic week at Valderrama last week, which is no joke of a golf course. It's held up over time, and one thing I can say about the LIV Tour is they give their guys a good tune-up the week before majors, Tyrell, and like we saw in Spain last week at Valderrama. So, well, yeah. If I do add any more plays, like I say, like always, I'll add them in the description. But good luck this week. Now let's win some money. Play responsible.